Okay, new reports just coming out now. Death toll topping over 40,000 estimate. Many of them now in northern Syria being found. And joining us in studio is Dr. Emmanuel Navone, CEO of Elnet Israel and an international relations expert, and our Middle East correspondent Ariel Osran. And Ariel, what's come out of that meeting between Foreign Minister Cohen and President Erdogan?
Right, so we saw the press conference between Eli Cohen and Cavusoglu, but after that, Cohen met with Erdogan. The meeting took place at the Turkish Disaster and Emergency Management Presidency that I think outlines the main topic on the docket. During the meeting, of course, like he did with his counterpart, Cohen expressed condolences on behalf of the Israeli government as well as the people over the disaster, and he emphasized Israel's commitment to continue to send aid. There was aid also for the search and rescue part, but also there's a field hospital and efforts down those lines. Cohen said to Erdogan, friends are measured in times of trouble. I think that echoes the example that he gave of the help during the Carmel Mountain fire. This is, of course, an opportunity also with the jumpstart of Israeli-Turkish relations. Cohen added that the bilateral relations are important between the two countries. And also, following the meeting, Cohen said that Israeli airlines that haven't been flying directly to Turkey for over a decade and a half will be resuming that as of this Thursday. Now, this was originally expected to happen later in the month on the 26th after an agreement signed between Israel and Turkey. But following this solidarity visit to Turkey by Cohen, this is seen as a move to try and show that Israel is assisting and is coming to the aid of its friend Turkey.
Emmanuel, what a change just from a few years ago between Turkey and Israel, but even more importantly, President Erdogan and Israel, even with this new government that is perhaps in terms of certain issues such as the Palestinian issue, are even more at odds with Erdogan.
Right. Well, it's not that Erdogan is such a liberal, right? But I'm saying it's just that it seems to confirm that he's actually serious about rebuilding the relation with Israel that he himself undermined and even destroyed, because since he was first elected as prime minister in 2002 and later on became very supportive of Hamas, realigning Turkey's foreign policy with Iran, becoming more and more confrontational with Israel with outrageous statements, he's the one who undermined this relation. And today he seems serious about being interested in rebuilding it. There are a few reasons for this. The fact that Israel, as a result of deteriorating relations with Turkey, actually became an ally of Turkey's almost enemy in the region, which is Greece. Building an energy partnership when Turkey needs that natural gas. And Turkey became, of course, in a very difficult economic situation. Part of it is because of Erdogan's economic antics, but also he has an election coming up in the summer, which might be advanced in the spring. And if he doesn't cheat too much about this election, he might actually lose it. So I think he's very desperate about getting the support of the Biden administration about trying to rebuild his economy, and therefore he seems to be actually serious about trying to rebuild the relation with Israel. Hence this meeting today with Eli Cohen, which I think is very symbolic.
Right. There are concerns, though, in Israel. How far can it go to trust President Erdogan? I'll give you just an example. You mentioned about partnership in gas, building a pipeline, jointly, say, with Turkey somewhere, either onto Turkey or the European mainland. How far can it go, Israel, in terms of trusting President Erdogan in this new partnership?
So Israel is being cautious, and rightly so, because we know Erdogan is unpredictable. And again, there's also the question of the outcome of the upcoming presidential election in Turkey. So I think it would be cautious. Israel should be cautious at this point, and maybe play along with Erdogan, but wait for the elections, because you don't know who's going to come after him, and therefore definitely it's not the time now to plan a pipeline via Turkey if you don't know who's going to be president by the summer. So I think Israel should play around with him. He needs it, he wants it, but we should be very cautious because the guy is unpredictable and he's switched foreign policy many times.
And in fact, interesting that there was no footage, there was no joint press conference or joint statement like there was with the foreign minister. Maybe Erdogan, friend, rebuilding that relationship with Israel, but personally only to a certain point.
Well, I think the fact that this meeting took place at the Disaster and Emergency Center shows that Erdogan's main focus is on the emergency efforts, on trying to disaster relief in the different areas that have been affected. I mean, he has met with former Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Yair Lapid 5 months ago at the sidelines of the UN General Assembly, but also that didn't have a presser. So one could look at this as perhaps he is trying to, while maintaining good relations, trying to distance himself personally. I think, though, because there was Eli Cohen is one of a few foreign ministers who came to Turkey to show solidarity. I think Erdogan sent his foreign minister to the cameras, to the presser, while he himself is trying to show the Turkish people ahead of the elections, obviously, as Emmanuel said, to try and show that that is his main focus, that he's not distracted with any other issues besides trying to give emergency efforts to the affected region.
Well, certainly that still does. That earthquake recovery is the main issue. Arios and Dr. Manuel Navon, thank you for that.